it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap again, and this time I'm going to be making a eucalyptus, mint, and almond soap. And surprisingly, those fragrances go really well together. I found that out by accident when I was just getting started, and it ends up being something a little familiar. I can't put my finger on it, but it smells really great. So today's color tutorial is about mixing shades of color with pastels of color, and I did that with different types of greens. So let's get to the color tutorial and then on with the soap making. Whoops, back again. I also meant to say that at the end of this video I'm also going to cut my newest version of the soap Sweetie, and that's fragranced with Love Spell type of fragrance, which I really like, and I ran out of that soap. I've already made a video on the making of that, so you'll just see the cutting of my newest version of that at the end too. So back to our originally scheduled program. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is play around with my greens, and the point of this color tutorial is working with shades of color and pastels of color in the same color design. So that right there is just a pure out of the tube green, and what I'm going to do is show you the tint of green, or the pastel of green first. So that's just by adding white, and that's about right. So there's a straight out of the tube green and a tint of green, and now I'm going to do the shade of green, which of course is green mixed with a little black, which tends to be almost a kind of greenish gray. A little bit more there. Okay, so the colors that I'm going to use in the soap are this tint and this shade of green, and then I'm going to also use a little bit of a pastel or tint of blue, because that's a little lighter than a natural blue would be out of the tube, because it's a little weak on the paper, but I just added a little white. So if you just look at these three colors right in there, that is color scheme I'm going to go for. So you have a tint and a shade of green, and then you've got this blue here, and I'm also going to have white, which you can't see when I paint the white on there. And the reason for this is that mint to me signals something refreshing, cool, so I'm using cool colors, and those colors are the analogous colors on this side of the color wheel, and no warm colors in this one. So that's about it. That's the color tutorial. Let's get on with the soap making. Okay, I'm going to add the lye, and I'm going to speed this part up. There is no milk in this particular one, and it's for a reason. I think with the scents, I don't really want that milky idea in this one. It'll still be a really good moisturizing soap though. So let's speed through this, and I'll bring you back for the color. So here are my colors. Nice vibrant blue there, and nice bright green there. That's vibrant green mica, and this is some, what did I put in here? Some laurel green mica, and a little bit, you can still see the black in there, some black oxide. Also going to be adding titanium dioxide to the mix, the main mix. And it's been a while since I've made this particular soap. I made it before I started making videos, and I really thought this was a great mix. This is my own blend of eucalyptus, mint, and almond, and it might sound a little weird, but it's a really great scent. So much so that I decided to make it again. So let's blend the white first. It's okay if it's a little thick because I'm going to do a hanger swirl and I'm going to put this in layers. And I still have to add the fragrance to that, so don't let me forget that. Have any of you ever forgotten to put the fragrance in? I think I did that long time ago. Now I put my fragrance right next to everything else, so at least I'll see it and maybe remember it. Okay, well, now that my blender's in the blue, I may as well add the fragrance to that. And it smells really good in here. So nice to be inside on a rainy day with this great scent. Just me, myself, and this great scent. I'm gonna give this a stir, get some bubbles out. I used to always get little bubbles in here, and even though I knew that I should tap the blender to get the air out first, I never really did that, and that really seems to have solved a lot of the bubbles. But when you stir it and you can still see little bubbles come to the surface and pop, you know you're getting some more of those bubbles out. Let me put a little layer of white in there, followed by some green. Let me see. I think I'll label this. Actually, I think I'm going to give that a stir first. Okay, I think I'm going to just scoop this in with my spatula. I want a fairly thin layer of this, so I just poured as much as I could, trying not to disturb the white layer, and spreading it into a nice level layer. So let's get the white in there. This blend ends up being more like a masculine scent. I wasn't even going for that the first time I made it, but I thought, you know what, this really smells like some cologne that I've smelled in the past. Some more blue in there. I'm not as careful as I used to be in getting these layers right, especially if I'm going to do a hanger swirl, because I realized how much the hanger disrupted the layers anyway, so I'm not as worried. Let's get some more white in there. It's a little ricey, but I think it's going to be fine. And since the soap is solidifying a bit, I think what I'm going to do is my hanger swirl now, and then I'm going to just doll up some soap on the top. And I don't want very high peaks on this at all. I just want to smush a little. Okay, there we go. I know the top's not much to look at right now, but hopefully the swirls inside will be nice. I decided to bring you back and put a little bit of a green drizzle on top because essentially I messed up the top. So let's see if we can kind of fix that by adding a little more color. This is going to be more of a guy soap, so I'm not going to put the shiny gold on this, but I thought that this green drizzle would look nice. Yeah, I think I like that much better, and I'm going to leave it just as it is, and we'll see what this looks like cut. Okay, let's see what it looks like inside. Oh, nice. I knew it would look a little different because I poured the layers of color a little more thinly for a different look. So when I remake a soap, I try to make it a little different, but I'd like to retain some of the original design in each soap every time I make it. I like that thin little swirl there. I think it's the artist in me. If you can imagine an artist painting a painting and then trying to make an exact duplicate over and over again, we get a little bored with that, so we always have to change things up. But it'd be silly to change something too much if people liked it the first time. I'm sure we're going to see little pictures or something in this at some point. If you see a picture in any of these soaps, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. So funny, that little swirl right in there, little circle. And I'm surprised I haven't made this soap again since the first time I made it a long time ago. I think it's before I even started making videos, because I always loved the scent combination of eucalyptus, mint, and almond. It seems an unlikely match of fragrances, but there's some familiarity to it too. There's some cologne or something that smells a lot like this. So I'm really gearing up to be a speaker at the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild conference in Vegas, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when it gets closer. I'll be doing a talk on color, and hopefully get to meet some of you when you make it out there, if you can make it out there. So this is Clyde at Vibrant Soap. Thanks for watching again. Find my Instagram at vibrant_soap, and that's where I get to put pictures of a lot of things that inspire me, and we'll see you here too. So let's see how this latest version of Sweetie turned out. I think the colors will be a little more intense. Oh yeah, it's nice. I like how the drop swirl worked on this one. You see the marbling effect of the white. Can't really control the drop swirl very much, so it always looks a little different. I think what I did differently this time that would have influenced this look is I did little bits of pores right after each other. I did pores of just a little bit of each color on top of each other, and I think that dispersed the color more evenly through the soap. I like that. And that's the thing about soap making or any craft or art is taking note of what you did and the little accidents that happen, trying to figure out what you did, and so that you can use them intentionally in subsequent soaps or paintings or whatever. And the more you do, the more you can learn. It's a dupe of Love Spill, and I think I like the colors in this and how it goes with the scent. Show you the top. And this is the last cut. I like when that happens. See that fine little line? This is actually pretty mod. So if you want to put this on your bell bottoms, that might be a good design for it. And this whole white area is surrounded by orange, so I guess when I poured it, I poured the white right into a glob of orange and it just pushed it down like that. So this is Clyde at Vibrant Soap. Thank you very much for watching, and look for me on Instagram too, and we'll see you real soon. Bye everybody.